Hello and welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is Small, and today I want to talk about Blizzard Entertainment. No, I don't want to talk about the allegations. No, I don't want to talk about the sexual harassment. I don't want to talk about the lawsuit. I don't want to talk about Activision Blizzard. I don't want to talk about all the people they had to fire because of this. No, I just want to talk about Blizzard, or to be more precise, I want to talk about their games. Because whenever I bring an issue up with Blizzard Entertainment, people are like, look, man, I understand, it's an issue, it's a problem, they have to figure that out for themselves, but I am here for the video games. I want the games, man. That's what I care for. And you know what? I understand that. So let me indulge you. Let me talk about their games. The games they have available right now, the games which are coming up, and then we are wrapping it up. So, let's have a look at the games Blizzard has to offer to you right now. The first game would be Starcraft 2. It's a maintenance mode right now, and it was alright. It never reached the heights of a Starcraft 1, but I think it did okay-ish, at least with Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm. Legacy of the Void, I think barely anyone cared anymore, and from what we have heard, it wasn't really like the super game Blizzard has hoped for, but it made people happy. It gave them something to play for a few months. That's alright, right? But that game is now maintenance mode. Next game, Diablo 3, is now maintenance mode. Oh boy, the release of Diablo 3 I can only explain as a shit show. If you haven't seen the release of Diablo 3, be happy. It was a bad game. It was an absolutely bad game. Is it now okay? Yeah. The expansion definitely helped in patches. But when it came out, it was an absolute shit show. And I think that was the time where most people were just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Like, I will be honest, I didn't buy the expansion when it came out because I said I do not pay you money to fix your issues. And then I bought the expansion, I think 2 years later, when it was sold for like $7 or something like that. But a lot of people didn't came back. And that is probably also the reason why they now make Diablo 4 look more like Diablo 2, why they changed the gameplay from Diablo 3 back to Diablo 2. Because a lot of people just looked at Diablo 2 and they were like, yeah, Diablo 2 was the better game. I know that a lot of people who have never played the previous Diablo's games really love Diablo 3. But whatever happened and whatever the numbers are, if you're looking at Diablo 4 right now, Blizzard doesn't agree with you. They don't. Because something happened and the numbers just dwindled down. And you cannot even blame it on, yeah, action RPGs kinda died out. No, they didn't. Path of Exile also came out at a similar date. And we all know where they are right now. Like, they're doing fantastic. Like, even Grim Dawn is doing fantastic. And when you're looking at the former king of the genre, there's not much left. But we will talk about that when we are getting to Diablo 4. But Diablo 3, maintenance mode. Heroes of the Storm. I have wrote essays about this game because I have thousands of hours in this game, and I think it's one of those games I have never seen before. It's one of those games where you just have the feeling that on one hand, Blizzard really wanted to make this game, and on the other hand, they really despised this game. Like, when MOBAs were on a peak, League of Legends was dominating, Dota 2 was close to second, Smite just came out, and a lot of people who normally never touched MOBAs were just like, hey, this is rather cool, I like to play this. A lot of people asked Blizzard, hey dude, where's your MOBA? Like, aren't you like the creators, kinda, of the MOBA genre? Like, where's your MOBA? And Blizzard was always like, nah, we don't really want to. And then people asked at some point so much, and probably also Activision being a little bit like, hey, where's your MOBA? That Blizzard just said, all right, we make a MOBA. Yeah, you get it. You get a MOBA. And man, that game had so many issues. Balancing was a joke. They had to redo Kel'Thas 4 times in a year. 4 times. Multiple characters which were just completely underwhelming or completely overpowered. And like the whole game tried to be a casual MOBA, but then they also tried to be an esports game. That didn't work out. Plus, I really truly believe that if Heroes of the Storm would have been a little bit more like Smite or Overwatch, more action-oriented, that game could have been so good. But unfortunately, that's not what we get, and Heroes of the Storm is now in maintenance mode. Sucks, but that's a reality. Next game, World of Warcraft. Well, World of Warcraft is certainly not in maintenance mode, even though it feels sometimes like that. But the reality is that World of Warcraft is probably praying right now to the Titans and the 12 that Final Fantasy is not showing up in their sleep and slit their throats, because they have been bleeding players to that game in the last few weeks. Like, so many, it's frightening. Like, it's all hands on deck on Blizzard right now, because over the years, World of Warcraft has been bleeding players. It was more like, people had enough after playing the game for 10, 15 years or even more. People just had enough, and they moved on. They didn't go to another MMO. They were just done with it. But now, people are leaving in droves. And they're not just leaving. They are going to Final Fantasy XIV. And that's a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. So let's just hope that this is not the moment where World of Warcraft is going into maintenance mode at some point. That would be kind of frightening. Let's talk about the next game, Hearthstone. Hey, that thing is going well. It makes the numbers, it makes the money, people enjoy it because it's the right mix between casual game, but also, esports, and people just have fun with it. They're always finding something which makes this game enjoyable. And that's good. Like, Hearthstone is actually one of those games, even though people sometimes complain that it is a little bit too expensive now and then, people enjoy the game. People come back for it. So that is actually a game which is not just getting supported by Blizzard, but it's also making them the numbers. Next game, Overwatch. Yeah, wow, that is also in maintenance mode. Has been since they announced Overwatch 2. And I think that is Overwatch's biggest problem right now. If you were asking me, hey, why is Overwatch dead? Because everyone is basically waiting for Overwatch 2. And we will talk about that when we are getting to Overwatch 2. But that game is also now in maintenance mode. And with that, we are done with all the games Blizzard has out there right now. Mo, haven't you forgotten something? No, we are done. All right. So we also have Warcraft 3 Reforged. Wow, that was a disaster, wasn't it? Like, they really had ambitions for this game. They wanted to use Warcraft 3 Reforged to bring back Warcraft 3, to bring back esports, to bring back custom content creation with the map maker. They really wanted to revitalize Warcraft 3 with this. And we got a disaster. And now, man, the game is not even in maintenance mode anymore. The game is just dead. They've completely given up on it after the first 1 or 2 patches, and they moved on. And you know what's even worse? The community did so as well. Warcraft 3 Reforged is even more dead now than Warcraft 3 has been before this, and that game was over 20 years old. And that's just a disaster. Let's face it. Now, we are done with the games Blizzard has to offer to you right now. So, let's not dwell on the past. Let's look into the future, right? Let's have a look at the games which are coming. And I would say we are talking first about Overwatch 2. What is that? Why was it announced in the first place? Like, that game was literally announced 2 years after the release of Overwatch 1, where they were growing their esports, where the player base was still growing, and people were just like, huh? Overwatch 2? Huh? Alright, let's see what they have to offer. And so far, they have to offer a PvE mode and a little bit better graphics. That's a DLC. That's an expansion. If I want to be generous, that is not Overwatch 2. Especially because the heroes and the new maps are also just go to Overwatch 1. And I don't understand that, because they have really stifled the growth of Overwatch 1 with the Overwatch 2 announcement. Because people were just like, right, you know what? I would just wait for Overwatch 2 then. Like, apparently nothing will happen with Overwatch 1 at this point anymore, so why not just wait for the next installment? And if they're asking $60 for Overwatch 2, for me personally, no thanks. That's just too much. And it's just like, I'm curious. They've promised us that Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 will be connected, right? You are taking everything with you. You can still play with the Overwatch 1 players and so on and so forth. I wonder if they are still keeping that promise. Because the game was announced 2 years ago, and it sounded more like as if the game would come out in 2020 or the latest in 2021. Now it seems like we will not see the game till 2022 or even by the end of it. So for just a PvE mode and some graphical updates, it took them a while. And you know what really just plunged me into despair with Overwatch 2? When the E3 summer festival thingy with Jeff Keighley was a few months ago, and he was like, hey, and now we have something new for Overwatch 2. And I was like, awesome. We will see some new trailer. We will see some new gameplay. What we saw was two heroes, Sombra and I forgot the other name of the character. And they basically showed us how they have increased the colors on her hair. And it's like, are you kidding me? We are now making pixel counting on the hair and the clothes? Dude, nobody cares about that. Like, seriously, that's not a good sign. That's absolutely not a good sign. So, Overwatch 2, we will see how that goes. Not holding my breath, but let's see whenever that comes out. Let's talk about Diablo 4. I'm actually kind of excited for Diablo 4. I'm not kidding you. I am, because Diablo 3, for me personally, was a disaster of a game. I'm really happy that they want to go back to the graphics of Diablo 2, and it also seems like they want to go back to the gameplay, the talents, and the RPG part of Diablo 2, all the things they left a little bit behind in Diablo 3. So I'm excited for that. But we don't know when this game is coming out. And especially now, we don't even know what the game will be like. Keep in mind, they have actually fired some of the top of the food chain developers at Diablo 4. They have fired them, and we don't know what the direction will be taken by the new people coming in and how long it will now take. So, am I excited for Diablo 4? Yeah, but I'm not holding my breath. We will have to see how it is. And that brings me to the last game for today. And I will be honest, I wasn't really sure if I should mention it here. And that is Diablo 2 Resurrected. Because Diablo 2 was not made by Blizzard. The remaster is not made by Blizzard. So I kind of thought like, maybe that's a little bit unfair if I would like give that to Blizzard. And you might just ask, huh? What are you talking about? Well, Diablo 2 was actually, like Diablo 1, was actually created by Blizzard North, which was a completely different company, and the only thing they had in common was that they were both called Blizzard and Blizzard North. And they were working only on Diablo. And then when World of Warcraft was exploding, Blizzard needed more people fast. So their idea was, hey, thank you so much for Diablo 2 and also making Diablo 3, not the one we got, the other Diablo 3. And as a thank you, we will close down your studio and you will now work for us and you will help us with World of Warcraft. And you know what most developers did? They showed them the middle finger and walked out. That was the thanks of Blizzard to Blizzard North. And Diablo 2 Resurrected, funny enough, is not made by Blizzard. It's made by the company who made the Crash Bandicoot remaster and also made the 2 remasters of Tony Hawk. And you know what they got as a thank you? Yeah, they got closed down and they are now working for Blizzard and helping them out with their projects. Ironic, isn't it? But it's their players, it's the money they will make from that game, so it is a Blizzard game, technically. But those are the games which are coming, and those are the games Blizzard has. And you know what? Looking at all of this, I don't have to look at the sexual harassment, at the lawsuit, at the people who are getting fired, at the problems the company has in the background. I just have to take a look at their games in the last 10 years and realize that Blizzard became, at least in my eyes, just a standard developer. Nothing special anymore. Nothing crazy good. A lot of games which were alright or mediocre, and a lot of failures. Leaving alone all the games they have cancelled, sometimes even this close before release. And yeah, but you know what? I don't think it is a coincidence that a lot of the problems with Blizzard started at the companies 10 years ago, and in the last 10 years where we got Blizzard games, the games we got were, well, mediocre, bad, or good, depending on who you ask. And so when people always tell me, just look at the games more, yeah, I'm looking at them, and I'm pretty sure that some of the things which do happen at Blizzard have a direct impact on the games we play on a daily basis. So instead of ignoring the issue and pretending that we are still getting good games when the developers who are working at those games are in trouble, then I find that rather blindsided. So I hope that this is a big turning point for Blizzard and the people who are working at those games, that they can start to go to their job again and just feel positive about it, and that will directly transfer into the game. So when we are getting the game when they come out, it will actually feel good. That was it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you leave a like. If you didn't like this video for whatever reason, you can also hit the dislike button. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more reaction videos, gaming news, and just opinion videos like this one, I would appreciate if you also might consider to subscribe to the channel. That would also help me a bunch. So thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.